Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and I know that not everyone here loves trends, and neither do I, but I do love when the data trends come back around because they're interesting, they're different, and we can find them out there that are accessible to everyone, and I'm so excited because some of these are amazing. The first data trend I have to share with you that is back, and I have never been more excited, is actually the torchère. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, we love it, and others are probably like, what? Yes, the torchère is back, and a torchère is essentially a floor lamp with directional lighting that faces upwards. It projects light upwards towards the ceiling. It creates a beautiful shadow, and I particularly like these because there's not a ton of like accent or accessory forms of lighting that are not task lighting or you don't see the bulb on. You have, like a floor lamp that you would typically have, like a reading lamp. It's task lighting. It's directional lighting that's facing downwards. And you have, a table lamp, which is great, sconces, and that's great. And those are other forms of that kind of accessory lighting. But a torchère is really wonderful because it creates a lot of glamour. It creates a lot of scale that really elevates a space and brings it upward. It adds a lot of verticality, which is also phenomenal. The torchère you can find vintage. There are a ton of them on Facebook Marketplace. I'm literally watching 20 of them right now, and I'm so excited about it. Just trying to decide which ones are for me. But there also are newer ones out. Restoration Hardware has some phenomenal ones out right now that are absolutely massive in scale. A torchère tends to be taller, about 6 foot in height. So this can add a lot of glamour and stature to a space. I think these Restoration Hardware ones are about 7 feet tall, which is just like otherworldly next level glamour, which you also know that I love. Obviously, when it comes to a designer piece or a collectible piece, they're more expensive. So you do want to be mindful about what your budget is and what you're looking for at that price point and what price point is that, and go from there. But the quality of these is obviously phenomenal. I love a torchère because you get a lot of glamour, you get a lot of interest because of the way the lighting is projected upwards. I also think a torchère is cool because you don't have to have a pair of them. Yes, I like to shop in pairs when it comes to lighting. Like, I'm not buying a single lamp. I want a pair of them. Even if I'm not going to use them together in the same room, I want a pair. But you can get a single one to create some symmetry within a space that has that imbalance in it. So like, let's say there's a tall potted plant in that corner. Well, we can have a torchère in this one and we get that balance even though it's not symmetrical. And that's a really interesting feature to add to a space that can make it feel a little bit more avant-garde, a little bit more casual in a glamorous way, and it actually creates a lot of visual interest that I'm very excited about. Once again, I love lighting. All sources and forms of it I think are great if used appropriately, and the torchère is just phenomenal. Think about it against a wall or in a corner to really create that drama and add more shadows onto the light that's projected outward, so you get it not just a glow on the ceiling, but also on the walls behind it. Now, obviously, I love a torchère. I love lighting of all sorts. I just love interior design, and if you do too, welcome here, and I'm so happy to have you. But if you are the person that is struggling to make those design decisions in your home, you can always use the link in the description box down below to book a one-on-one virtual consultation with me to answer any and all of your design and decorating questions. The torchère. Love, adore, fabulous. Something else that is a dated trend that is back, and I'm also very excited about it, is painted trim. Now, I'm not talking about painted trim as in if you have wood trim in your house, you need to paint it, because absolutely not. If you have wood trim, this is probably not for you. Don't skip forward in the video because don't do it to me, but this is an interesting topic. I love painted trim, and what I'm seeing is accent painted trim. Either we're doing a color drenching where we take the color of the walls and paint the trim the same color, or we're doing a contrasting trim in a different color, whether it's complementary or an accent. This is phenomenal, and I think this is really like a next level elevated design feature that people are definitely gravitating towards, because there's a lot of different ways you can use this to accentuate a space. And it's relatively easy to do. I mean, you have to be good at painting, and I always say say hire a professional painter to get a job well done. But, you know, painting the trim in your house is not, you know, a no going back from it type of situation. You're not tearing out walls or anything structural, like it's paint. So this is something good to consider if you're looking to have a little quirky, fun pop or moment in your space. Now, color drenching is cool because it feels very modern, and you can take a traditional space that has a lot of molding and trim, color drench everything, and it kind of creates a soft backdrop to what's happening. Painting an accent trim in a contrasting color can be fun because it has a very youthful energy to it, and that's where I tend to see this, is in younger spaces that want to be brighter and lighter, and I think that's really interesting also. Another great place for painted trim in your home is any room that has wallpaper. As if the wallpaper was not enough as it is, painting the trim in one of the colors featured in the wallpaper is a really interesting way to use it. And using wallpaper in a pattern at all is really interesting, and there's kind of a format you can use for it. So you take the background color of the pattern, and that's kind of the strongest color there. You use it the least in the space because you already have plenty of it. And then you take the color that's featured the least in that wallpaper, which would be an accent or a pop color. That's what you do the trim in. That way we're accentuating it, we're bringing it and pulling it into the space. And you can also do this with your favorite color if it's used minimally in a wallpaper. Even if it's not the least used color, you can definitely do this to create an overwhelming atmosphere in the space. Painted trim. Love it, adore it, it's phenomenal, it's fabulous. I think it's so interesting, and I also love it when I see like an accent painted door and the trim is a different color, so maybe the doors are white and the trim is black, or vice versa. So interesting, so cool. Even if you have painted trim into a wood door, oh, love, 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 love it so much. Trim in a house, yeah, it covers up some of the edges and seams where plaster or drywall doesn't, you know, meet the floor or stop or whatever. That's its intention there, and it's made to protect your wall also. But it's not something that should just be left to fade into the background, because trim is what makes the house. Now, some of this might be a little bit too, you know, over the top for you. You might be like, you know what, Garrett, I love it in the photos, but just not in my house. And I have total and complete respect for that. I try and showcase design from every avenue, every era, every space, every style on this channel, because design is our passion. That's what we're doing here, right? So if you are passionate about design, or you're just trying to get some ideas for your house, honey, love that for you. Hit that subscribe button, join us. You made it this far in this video, so I know you are liking what you are hearing and seeing, obviously. Join us, become a part of the Le Chic family by hitting that subscribe button and giving this video a like. Now, another dated trend that is back and I am loving, because I never let it go. All right, like, you just know how it is. I'm gonna do what I want in my house, and I think you should do the same thing. It's all about how you elevate it, make it work. Anyway, the trend that is dated but now back that I am seeing all over the place and I am so excited about is actually the baby grand piano. Now, if you have a grand piano, I think that's phenomenal, and the difference is kind of like you have a concert grand piano, which would be a very extended length piano that, you know, it's like 9 feet long. Like, not everybody has the space in their home to fit that. So a baby grand piano is made slightly shorter to accommodate a normal house. I adore a baby grand piano. I have a baby grand piano. No, I don't play the piano. It actually plays itself, and that's something to think about if you want the look and the vibe of having the piano. But some of us just don't have the time at the moment to learn to play the piano. Now, I love a baby grand piano. I love a piano of any sort, even if it's not, you know, a baby grand, it's an upright. They're phenomenal because they have a great statement in a home. They look beautiful, and you can get gorgeous versions of pianos in any sort of finish or color. I mean, I personally am a fan of like a classic black lacquered baby grand piano. Like, give me that all day and I'm happy with it, but some of them have beautiful wood cases on them that are gorgeous. It's easier to find an upright piano with a wood case than a baby grand piano, but they are out there. Actually, I see a ton of them on Facebook Marketplace, like a ton of them that are a really good deal. So if, you know, you are interested in having a piano, that might be a place to look at one that's local to you and relatively affordable. There also are some phenomenal piano stores out there where people are very passionate about pianos and they can tell you any and everything about them. Obviously, this is a, you know, something you have to do a little research on to figure out what's right for you. You know, the baby grand piano is back. Like I said, I never got rid of mine. Like, I love it. My husband surprised me with it, and I have never been happier. I absolutely love it because it creates a beautiful statement, an elegant moment in a home. And you know, of course, not everybody has a room for a piano. Some of you are living in like an apartment building and you're like, could I even get that up here in the elevator? Like, I don't know. Trust me, I get it. But I am seeing a resurgence in the baby grand piano. Not only have I seen them in my clients' homes, I have one in my home, and I see them in beautiful stately homes all over the place. And obviously, I think it goes without saying, but some of you need to hear this, that if you have it already, don't get rid of it. As a matter of fact, let's go have a look at my baby grand piano, and maybe there will be a little, you know, a little bulldog that we could hang out with while we're down there. Yes, of course I'll bribe you to come over here and be with me. Oh, how could I not? Oh yeah, I know. He said, leave me alone while I'm eating. Oh yeah, oh I know. Oh, what was that? That sounded like a little chainsaw. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's what a bulldog likes, huh? Yes, 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 I know. Is this your favorite spot right here in front of the piano? Right here, huh? Oh yeah. And you see, look at how gorgeous this is. Me playing with my little bulldog in front of my gorgeous little piano here. Oh, love that for us. I love that for us, Cornelius. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Give me the paw. Give me your paw, come on. Oh yeah, give me the paw. Oh, good boy. Yeah. No, you need to sit. You guys sit. 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 And now give me your paw. Oh, such a good boy. Yes, 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 yes. I'm so proud of you. Oh, yes, that was so cute. Okay, do you want to go rest and we'll get back to the video? Or do you want more treats? You want more treats. Okay, we're gonna get Cornelius maybe one last treat and then we'll get back to the video. Okay, we are back in the studio and we're talking about the next data trend that is back. And that trend is the Roman blind. Now, I talk about Roman blinds all the time because they're one of my favorite things ever. And I think 90% of the questions you have when it comes to a window treatment that's difficult, the answer is a Roman blind. Roman blinds are folded fabric blinds that, you know, they fully functional, they open and close, and it provides a softness to the space. You can get an inset Roman blind that is mounted like normal blinds would be inside the frame of your window. Or you can get an oversized Roman blind and hang it outside of the frame on your wall. It creates a little bit more stateliness that way, and it looks a bit more voluminous, and I like that better than having it recessed. But for some people, like if you have a bay window, for example, Roman blinds are great because you can recess them into windows, and I think that's phenomenal. But if you live in an older home and you have, you know, gorgeous leaded glass windows with detail on them, hanging a Roman blind on the wall outside of that window a little bit higher so the Roman blind doesn't cover the window is a great solution so that you get the window treatments you need, but you don't have to block out the gorgeous windows you have or lose any of the light coming in from them. Roman blinds are phenomenal because not only are they a great solution for difficult windows, but there are a lot of them out there. You know, there's companies that make them relatively affordably. Get them on Amazon. They're linked to my Amazon storefront down below in the description box, or you could have something a little more custom made in a gorgeous custom fabric. Personally, what I do, or what I like to do to make it a little bit more cost effective, is do like an actual blind on the window. Maybe it's like a solar blind or something that is inset into the window, and then once it's completely open, we'll hang a Roman blind, a faux Roman blind outside of it in a beautiful fabric that is custom, that is, you know, it's like a designer fabric, a lot more expensive. So instead of having the full manufacturing of a Roman blind, we save the money on it, we get the look, but we don't have to spend so much on getting all of these extra yards of fabric that we don't have to have, because now we have a functional window treatment and we have the Roman blind. Plus, we don't have to do cords or cables on the Roman blind, and nobody has to touch that expensive designer fabric when we have like an inset window treatment there. So I think there are lots of creative ways you can use a Roman blind in a space that will elevate it and make it look and feel beautiful, relaxed. It adds another fabric layer into the space, which always makes a room look softer and more comfortable. Another great trend that is back, and I am so happy about, and I love, I've been talking about it for years, is the accent ceiling. Now, the ceiling is typically referred to as the fifth wall in your home. Like a wall, like room has 4 walls and you have a ceiling, but the ceiling is the most overlooked space in any home because it's a ceiling. Like you're not walking up there. What are you gonna hang artwork off of it? No. So it tends to get overlooked, but I'm so glad people are realizing the value of that space and adding in a detail like an accent ceiling. And typically this is just painted. You can do an accent ceiling or you could do a painted ceiling to match your wall tone. And typically when I have clients that are doing like a painted white wall, I just tell them to paint the ceiling in the same color. Like I think ceiling paint is a scam, but that's just me. Like it's just flat paint. So I don't know. I don't like ceiling paint. Personally, I would just paint it the wall color, and I've done that before. I have accent ceilings that have paneling and molding, and it's painted to match the trim in my home, which works beautifully. But, you know, for some people, they're like, you know what, this room needs something else. I want the walls to be light. Paint the ceiling dark. Give it a dark accent color or something really interesting. This is also cool for a kid's room. Instead of doing an accent wall, do an accent ceiling. I think that's so fun. It's so different and unique, and it has an interesting feeling that's unexpected, but you're still working within the basic parameters. Like it's paint. Okay, so, oh, we could paint an accent wall. Paint the ceiling instead. Give me something interesting. Give me something different if you think a color is too overwhelming for the entire space and all of the walls. You can do an accent ceiling in wallpaper. Wallpapering a ceiling is not easy though, so I would not recommend you do that yourself. Quite frankly, it's not the first thing my mind goes to. I'm like, keep it simple. I just paint the ceiling a different color, an interesting color. And if you do wallpaper on the wall, pull one of the colors, just like you did for that trim, paint the ceiling. What a lot of people are also doing is a trick of the eye that either brings the ceiling down or raises it up a little bit. And that is to take this paint color, the accent color of the ceiling, down onto the walls, maybe like 9 inches to a foot. And it creates this cove-like space. It creates a womb-like feeling in a room when you do a darker color on the ceiling that extends down on the walls. It blurs the boundaries of where the walls start and stop and the corners of everything, and it really creates a soft feeling. Maybe it doesn't have to be in your foyer, your dining room, your living room, but in the kids' bedroom, like, yeah, you can take advantage of that. You can do a really fun, vibrant color on the ceiling, and it's so cool, it's so fun and fresh feeling, and they're gonna love it too. They're gonna be like, whoa, you know, like that's so interesting. Paint it black and get those glow-in-the-dark stars. You might mess up your ceiling with those, so probably not. But, you know, that could be interesting too, like a mural on a ceiling. Oh, love that fantasy for you and for me. I love an accent ceiling, and I love that some of these dated trends are back. But with that said, not every dated design trend is a great one, so be sure you check out this video right over here, all about dated design trends that may never come back. And I'm looking around here in your house and in the background here, and you need to watch this video. So I will see you over there.